Yeah, well, last year Belvedere College came agonisingly close to the Senior Cup final, losing out 16-15 to the champion St Michael's. This year they took care of St Mary's in the opening round, and they'll certainly have ambitions to go one step further this year and make it all the way to the final. Up front, the likes of Leinster under-18 Owen Rutledge is probably the most experienced, and alongside Xander Hayden and Jonathan Ross, they are formidable. Their back row, the tight five is solid also at Hugh Flood, the very experienced, and another under-18s representative. The side are captained by the talented Jack McNeese at 9, and he will partner Finn McCarrick at 10. And a good centre combination there too, and plenty of pace in the back three. There were late changes in the setup as well, with Hugo McPeak going to number 8, Xander Hayden and Ross switching to that blind side. Castleknock come into this game as slight underdogs, but head coach Jeremy Staunton still has plenty of talent to choose from in this much anticipated clash. Up front, Castleknock will be looking to the likes of the current Ireland under-19 squad member Ben Griffin to lead the way from tight head, and a strong second row of the Callanan brothers, Luke and Stephen, and a very athletic back row of Fergus Stanley, Kieran McCarrick and Ian Birmingham. Also out half, Louis McDonough has represented Ireland as an under-18s in cricket as well, and he captains the side today. Fionn Gibbons in the centre has played for both Leinster and Ireland under-18 schools and clubs. And the back three of Jake Rooney, Alec Watson and Conor Delaney add the finishing threats as Belvedere make their way now out from the Vective end. Bring in James Downey alongside me. James, conditions have thankfully improved from what they were. We had a serious downpour earlier, but it's perfect again, if not a bit cold.
Yeah, it is, and the sun's shining a bit. We've got people over on the far side. I think if you saw the women's game yesterday, there was a lot of people who were over there and they actually had to run into the stands. But no, conditions perfect now. Hopefully the ball can stay pretty dry and they can keep it up. I'm sure both teams will look to be playing some decent attacking rugby.
Last year we looked at Belvedere and they certainly seemed like a formidable challenge. We've got quite a number of those players back from last year. That experience will have to stand to them as well.
Yeah, no, it does. I think that the guys have been there and done it. The nerves aren't there as much, and look, it's the second game along the way, and you're always trying to kick on and go that little bit further. Some of these Castleknock guys as well would have played obviously against that Ross Cray and overturned that league semi-final, so it's a big game for both sides, and one we're both looking forward to.
The referee for today's encounter is Marcus Casey. His touch judges are Phil Kane and Garrett Weldon. Takes control of this one. Great support here in Energia Park from both sets of schools.
That's a terrible pass.
Nerves, last minute get together for Castleknock.
Let's go, boys.
The referee says, let's go, boys. Everybody anxious to get underway. Belvedere will have kickoff in this one. The wind is swirling, it's hard to say who has the advantage of it. There's no doubt there is breeze out there, but it has changed quite a lot.
Okay, so which way for the rest of them, you're good.
There have been changes in the original lineup as well, with Patrick and Farrell and Jed Tormey switching positions from the original printed lineup. So they switch positions at 12 and 13. Good restart is underway. Taken well straight off the bat by Ian Birmingham for Castleknock. Runs into a decent tackle. Setup is there. Well organised. Look now to clear their lines. High kick. That one allowed to bounce. A little bit risky. Gathered in the well in the end by Daniel Hawkshaw. It's guided towards that touchline. And we can see from the touch judge's flag that wind picking up. It seems like Castleknock have the advantage of that wind, but the defence was well organised that occasion. Drifting Hawkshaw towards that touchline. I think already, James, we're seeing an indication of the wind, how it's going to affect things. Hard to kick the ball.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you're talking your 9 and 10s are going to have to control that kicking game and put pressure on, but also your back three are going to have to be positioned extremely well. You let that ball bounce. Obviously on the 4G it can go anywhere, but especially given conditions, it could make for an open one.
Well, Callanan was the target from the line. It didn't go to hand, but they managed to retain possession and get it back. Huge hit coming in there. on Ben Griffin as he tries to take the ball forward, but he's driven backwards. Again, the Belvedere defence, back rows coming in, smashing back players. Not rolling away. 4 is the call. Not rolling away from the tackle. Initial hit was immense.
Number 4 playing the scrum half.
Number 4 playing the scrum half. Clear message coming in there. And again, great defensive work coming in from Belvedere, but giving away some soft penalties.
Yeah, and like Belvedere have done so well there. You've got some great line speed, 2 massive hits, and to turn that into just a bit of a soft penalty. You know, he's off the line. He makes a great shot and he follows through. And the carrier's just missed it and taken it to 9. It's a pretty soft penalty and giving Castleknock great field position.
Yeah, loose head prop. Okay. Jonathan Sargent there with that big hit coming in.
An opportunity as well. So we all happy? All good, okay. Time on.
Casey wants to be happy with the spaces in the lineup. Shortened it down a bit, this one, Castleknock.
It's gone 5, I'm happy, it's gone 5.
They've gone short. Brilliantly picked up. Looked like there may have been a pass back inside available, but still, Castleknock have it and drive forward. Going down that left-hand side. The big drive comes in.
All right, leave it, Black.
Hands off is the call from the referee.
Black, take a step.
Callanan now, Stephen, the older, looks to drive around that corner, is driven backwards. Pick and drive again, a little bit isolated, but can he reach that line? Defence comes in on McCarrick, gets him back. Here comes Griffin now. Big tight end reaches. It's there. Brilliant turn from the big man. Initially he was hit back well in defence, but he kept his composure, used his size, rotated his body and reached for that line. And somewhat surprisingly, Castleknock get the opening score.
And that's a perfect start for Castleknock. Belvedere haven't even touched the ball. Just patient in that 22 in that 5-metre channel. Kept going through the pick and goes. And from 2 yards out, he's got a bit of a run up in and a great twist out of the tackle. And that's a fine finish.
Fantastic finish from Ben Griffin. He's a current member of the Under-19s Ireland squad. With performances like that, and you can certainly see how he's made his way into that squad. Great composure, not to panic when he got caught to the line, and that drive came in against him. Took his time, waited. The ball is being blown around. Alex Watson being called forward by Louis McDonough to hold this one. Be a great bonus to them with the wind in their backs if they could get this extra 2 points.
Let's go.
Strikes it well, but that one has just been shoved to the right. I think the blustery conditions just getting inside his head a little bit there, James.
Yeah, slightly. I think it's tough conditions to kick in. I think when we look back at that, the Castleknock score as well, the line out, they had a short line out to the front, and it was a nice little trick play, caught Belvo on the hop, and for Belvo needs to just kind of wake up a little bit and get back into this game.
Patrick O'Farrell took that restart. It looked like all of his forwards were in front of him as he kicked it, but it hasn't been spotted by the referees. Oh, what a break this is! Defence tackle, oh, pop back inside was just a little bit wild from Birmingham, but the original break was excellent. Now Belvedere with a chance to go forward in the form of Calmari. Ball's there available. Again, looked like there might be a slight offside, but the referee says play on. That one's taken well. Sent downfield by Delaney. The chase is on now. Picked up by McConnell. The tackle comes in well. Illegally so, says the referee, though. Callanan again getting into that good position, getting that chase on, but not releasing after the tackle. But a good get out there from Castleknock and using that wind to great effect.
Yeah, they certainly are, and I think you look at how Castleknock have played the last couple of games, and it's just they start well, they start with speed, and they've certainly done that today. Early score, and then even from the kickoff, making a little half break. Once they get up there, it's just unfortunate that they're giving away a penalty and a little bit of a soft exit.
Well, Belvedere just making sure of that clearance. It's taken well there by Owen Murphy. The drive forward comes in. This is good from Belvedere. Castleknock running out of defenders. They've trundled it forward 15 metres. It's away now from McNeese. The captain tries to get something going as he brings Patrick O'Farrell into the line. Driven forward again by Owen Murphy. Steps to his left, but tackled well. Again, that offside line not being marshalled very well. Great hands there. It was on it. Hayden could have gotten his hands free, but he wasn't able to. James, I'm watching down here. I've seen it all weekend in the international matches. The offside line, I mean, the hindmost foot has been the call for so many years, but more and more defences are just creeping up way ahead of that hindmost foot. It's just making a defence attack so difficult for teams.
Yeah, it is, and I think that teams have to realise that. I guess from the defensive point of view, you play to the whistle, you push it to as close to the edge as you can. If you get pulled up in it, you do take that extra step, but unless you get penalised, you're really going to push it to the edge. Yeah,
I think it's an area that needs to be worked on really hard by the officials, and certainly bring the touch judges into it more. However, Castleknock get this one away. Again, a good direct run coming in from Dunn. Ball is out now. It's moved across the line by McDonough. It's it outside to his winger, Alec Watson. Good retention again from Castleknock, but Belvedere managed to get in and turn that one over. They look to move it quickly down that blind channel. Good steps coming in. Well, originally from Dylan. Good steps as he made some ground for himself in there. But
put the ball down.
Off the feet was the call from the referee, and a little bit of back chat there, which he's not happy about. Number 4, he said, came off his feet, which is Owen Murphy. And I think there might have been a bit of lip afterwards, and another 10 metres for Castleknock, and now a chance for them to go towards the corner.
Yeah, I think you saw him, he ran away with the ball and actually took it further away, and Castleknock were looking to get the ball and try and, it's not as if they're really going to put so much tempo in it, because it's worked perfectly to kick to the corner, and they're in exactly the same position as they were for the first score.
There we see with that flag, the wind now swirling in the other direction, so it's so difficult to know who has the advantage at the moment as they go for this lineup. But that one's stolen well by Belvedere. Dara Cohn with good movement.
Don't take his leg! Don't take his leg! Don't on yourself.
As Belvedere work this ball out to the edge of their 22 to look to relieve. They bring in Patrick O'Farrell again. He's been involved a lot so far in this early stages. The box kick comes now from the captain McNeese, but that one going out on the full rather than staying in play for the chase. But I think he'd be happy enough just to get out of that 22 area. Castleknock with a lot of possession in this early stages.
Yeah, and they've looked good for it. You know, they've been composed when they've had the ball, when they've gotten into the 22. They've been patient, they've used their big ball carriers, and you expect to see more of it. If they can just nail their set piece now, they can cause even more havoc. Alex Creedon with the throw there.
Captain.
It's a lot of penalties against Belvedere, and you can see why he's having the words. You know, it's small things. Belvedere are clearly frustrated, and it's working into Castleknock's favour.
Yeah. The old penalty count of, I think it's 5 now at this stage. The message from referee Marcus Casey was that Belvedere were clearly jumping into the Castleknock side of the line, and that is a magnificent kick to the corner.
Don't jump across, okay?
From McDonough.
Yeah,
gives his forward every chance here with a 5-metre line out. Possibility of the drive coming here. Crucial now that Creedon gets this throw correct. With a movement. Luke Callanan seems to be the target. They've gone short again. It's worked. Is he over the line? Oh, did he get that one down? Referee says yes. He's right there, Marcus Casey. So a little bit of ingenuity. It had already worked for Castleknock earlier. They threw the dummy jumper up in the middle and popped it to the front, coming around. And in the end, number 8, Ian Birmingham, seemed to be able to twist himself. Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
didn't go 5 was the call from the touch judge originally. Referee Marcus Casey was happy with the score and the touchdown, but the touch judge on that side, Phil Kane, spotted that it didn't go 5. Great piece of officiating there coming in. Ball must go 5, of course, from the throw, so it didn't go 5. And it's been dragged back now for a scrum to Belvedere and a let off, you'd have to say, James.
Massive let off for Belvedere then, and I think Castleknock has shown that ingenuity at line A time where they just had little trick plays, keeping Belvedere messing. Yeah, it's just, there's not much in that one now. It's a tough shape that, but they've been so smart in how they've gotten their line out.
They've turned over this scrum as well. Huge drive from the Castleknock back. Oh, big drive coming through there from Conor Duggan. Now goes Griffin. Can he twist his way around again? He tries. Presents the ball well. It's there. Taken forward by Stephen Callanan. A move it this time. McDonough tries to bring in Conor Dunn on the short line, but they've maintained possession well. Ball is there for Conor Duggan. Using the Callanan. Stephen coming around the corner again. Both sides are lining up now. It's out towards Birmingham, the number 8. He's had a solid game so far. Hands are coming in from the Belvedere side. It looked like legally, the big long pass on the outside from McDonough. Stays in play well. That touchline was always calling.
Leave it, Black.
Belvedere being told to stay on side and stay away from the ball. Taken well by Bislin. He had to go for that one twice. It's gone on the left. Just a metre short of the line now, Castleknock. Testing this Belvedere defence all the time. Stanley looking for it out there. Lined up with Callanan to support him. They try and go through the middle, but the defence is solid.
Leave it!
In comes big drive now. Stanley gets his hands on it. They got to clear them away.
Leave it, get out!
Bounces the ref. They still have it. Here it comes again. Using that ball. Has he made it 2? Ben Griffin from short distance again uses that size of his, barges his way over the line, and it's the second try for Castleknock.
That is superb patience and discipline from the Castleknock pack. Even when Belvedere got the upper hand and drove them back a couple of times, just to show that patience, just a pick and go, keep going with what's working. They're strong up front, they're getting the yardage, and they're getting a great ball retention. And again, we've talked about him before, he's such a tough man to stop from that close to the line.
10.
That's great patience.
One step, yeah, come on.
They didn't panic. It looked like they'd lost the ball at that stage, but they kept the composure. Pop comes out. Griffin, what a hit. Initially, he's driving back. I think it was McNeese who tried to get in low and stop him, but there was no stopping him from there. Prop stream seemed the scrum half coming to try and tackle him that close to the line. And McDonough now to try and add the 2 points. These difficult kicking conditions. Strikes it well though, and this time he makes no mistakes and adds the 2 points. And after 14, coming up on 10:14 on the clock, it's 12-0 to Castleknock, and a superb start for the West Siders.
Yeah, it is, and that could be a crucial kick down the line. You know, you look at these blustery conditions, and every point is going to matter. So it's a great kick.
They go long again into the wind. I think is a factor that's causing those kicks to go quietly long. They're afraid to try and get them short, but Belvedere have it now. Daniel Hawkshaw goes forward with that one. He seems to be held up, but he's tackled now. Ball is available. Belvedere trying to get something of their own attack going.
Leave it.
Coming down this left-hand channel. Now's a chance. For a moment it opened up for Patrick O'Farrell. But Lou McDonough closed the gap pretty quickly, got his tackle in. Move it outside to try and bring in the forwards now. Good defensive line again through Birmingham, organised for Castleknock. Hugo Flood, another lens. Oh, brilliant ball back inside. McConnell has it. Step, fantastic step coming from him. Available now. Trying to get it back. They come down that blind side again. McNeese gets it out to Hayden. Hayden looks for that pass over the top to Hugo McPeak, but it seemed like McPeak had come with other ideas. But better stuff there from Belvedere, starting to show what they can do. Fantastic break and brilliant piece of play to bring Owen McCarthy back in on the left, off the left wing.
Yeah, much better around the rough time. You're looking at just the first time that Belvedere really had the ball and just be patient with it, but what a break. great support to get there. Just the final product, just the end part here. You can just hold on to the ball, get a carry in there, recycle, and just Belvedere just need to get some phases together, and they look quite dangerous.
It's just when we make a break like that, we look to play quick ball.
I understand, yeah.
As we speak now, the rain starts to come down again. Here at Energia Park, conditions very changeable today. It's a mixture of rain and sleet and snow, and 5 minutes later it's sunny. So at the moment, the players now having to deal with quite a downpour. It's been that sort of a weekend in terms of weather, and we're not finished with it yet.
If you're going to come off the scrum, either go back to the 8 feet and then move, or you're going to stay within a metre of the scrum. Yeah, happy? So go back to the 8 feet and you can move across. We okay? Order off, let's go.
Message must be getting out a little bit about our offside chat, James. Referee talking about hindmost feet and at scrum time too, making sure that he's going to wait behind the 8 feet. Castleknock now with a chance to clear their lines. Conor Duggan with the put in. Scrum has been solid for Castleknock. We saw them turning over Belvedere at the other end of the pitch just moments ago. Let's see what Belvedere can do here in the Castleknock 22.
Bind! Set!
Very, very solid scrum for Castleknock.
Use the 9-9.
A dream for Conor Duggan. Ball's popped out again. They're finding holes. Fionn Gibbons changing direction and finding goals. They seem to be able to find gaps and change direction quite easy in that centre area. And the defence for Belvo seems to be leaking a few holes there, James.
Yeah, it's a little bit passive from Belvedere. It's kind of soft yards they're giving away, but you've got to give credit to Castleknock. They're coming up to, they're taking the ball at pace and a bit of depth and putting a bit of footwork, and it's actually very hard to defend that when someone's putting a bit of footwork at the line, and you can see how Castleknock's midfielders and ball carriers, they're running a space as opposed to people, you know, and they're looking for gaps, and they're certainly taking them and getting in behind Belvedere.
See it there again, just a nice short line off the shoulder coming in from Fionn Gibbons.
No, but you got to get on the mark first, yeah?
Line out time now for Castleknock. Shorten it down a bit again, 6-man line out. Alex Creedon with the throw.
Yeah, come back.
Right underneath us here. The target man is Callanan, but good defensive work coming in there from Owen Murphy for Belvedere. Getting himself in front of the jumper and forcing that knock. Wasn't straight, says the referee, so it's a scrum. Let's see now, will Castleknock try and attack that Belvedere scrum again as they did previously? They definitely seem to have a slight size advantage looking at both sets of packs down below us here, and in particular in that tight head area with Ben Griffin. Scrum is set, drive comes on. It's good this time for Belvedere. They try and bring in McAdam. Goes on that outside. It's a foot and touch it seemed, but touch judge is right there. Didn't give it. Ball's available now through Hugh Flood. Outside it goes. Cohn tries to make some ground. McNeese puts it outside again. To Finn McCarrick. Tries that little step. Thought he saw the gap, but it's a penalty to Belvedere. Leave it blue was the clear call.
Stay up on your feet.
Wasn't supporting his own body weight once he'd gone past the ball, which was the call from the referee. Pretty much unkickable in these conditions, so as we see that replay there, the step from Finn McCarrick, trying to find a way back inside.
Go on the ball first, you know issue.
I think if Belvedere are able to move it into the wider channels a little bit more and just stretch them, I think a couple of times they've tried to come back blindside when they had opposition, and it's just kind of one-out runners, but it's another interesting call here for them to go for the scrum. They obviously back themselves against this Castleknock back.
Well, this wind I think is a factor as well. It's unkickable, I think, into that wind, so maybe they're just, but they're being driven backwards in this scrum. Yeah, you know, I think if the conditions were slightly better, they probably would kick the touch, but they're just a bit worried about not making it.
Yeah, no, I can get that. I was just thinking that you look at the way that Belvedere's line out's actually been running an attack, and they've really competed against Castleknock. That mightn't be a bad option, but I suppose the pressure is on your hooker.
And it's a tough scrum, you're right. Scrums have been in the favour of Castleknock so far, and it certainly seems like that one was going their way as well. So They've lined up 4 on this left-hand side, though. They can create an overlap pretty quickly here if they decide to go off the base.
He didn't bind you, he put his hand on you, okay? So just calm down, concentrate on your game, and let's get the game going, okay? On we go.
Being very clear to the front rows there. Get the bind sorted out early.
Crouch!
Jack McNeese has given the messages out to the back line. He'll be charged of putting this ball into the scrum. In it goes. Pressure comes on from Castleknock again. Trying to get that turnover, and it is... Well, it's a big drive from Castleknock, but illegally, says the referee, wheeling the scrum and then driving up.
Scrum.
They go for another scrum here.
Driving up in the middle. Yeah. So I don't know if there's too much power coming behind you, but you're driving up. All right. Yeah. Here's Mark.
Well, Castleknock need to be careful here not to get the ire of the referee and annoy him too much, so they'd probably be as well just letting Belvedere have this one, go for a solid scrum, put a bit of nudge on, but don't go too far.
Yeah, and it's a great attacking scrum for Belvedere, right in the middle. They've stacked up with a 4 and 2, 4 guys on the left, and against kind of a 3 defenders with McDonough kind of hovering behind the scrum.
Dink over the top, it's dealt with well by Alex Watson. Did well there, the winger, didn't panic.
Outside.
Belvedere forwards breathing down his neck, but remained composed. The box kick comes from Duggan, taken well by his opposite number. McNeese trying to find any way through this Castleknock defence, but it's standing firm so far. Oh, it's a great pop. Look at the speed of the loose head prop coming onto that. Jonathan Sargent. Beautiful pop to him from Owen Murphy. A real chance there now for Belvedere. But the tackle is good. And they're in on that ball quickly, Castleknock, to slow things down. McNeese gets it back outside again to Murphy. McNeese goes behind the prop this time, tries to bring in the back line. Passes out along from Hawkshaw, goes to Dillon. Patience here needed by Belvedere. Murphy again, taking some ground. Goes in behind the runner. Good hands coming along the line.
Flat, play on, flat.
Tormey now pops it back outside. This intercepted by Watson.
Knock on.
Spilled by Xander Hayden. Watson was quick onto it.
What's going on the ground? Knock off from back.
Really good reactions from the winger there. The handling just letting Belvedere down a little bit, James.
Yeah, a couple of times they've had opportunities and the pass has just gone a little bit behind him, just had to check their run. But great patience. But you go back to that Jonathan Sargent break and you can see it. What a line, what a bit of acceleration, and a fine tackle from Conor Delaney in the backfield to stop a certain score.
Yeah, he just needed somebody off either shoulder. It was so quick, I think he caught his own players by surprise, but anybody on either shoulder there, and he was gone. There was nobody at home because the last man, Delaney, had made the tackle. But what a tackle it was, it slowed everything down. And again, handling errors from Belvedere just as it came out along the line. Xander Hayden spilled it, and Alex Watson, the winger, was onto it straight away to get possession back.
They're extremely well organised, Castleknock as well, in the defensive structure. There's like little one-out bits of brilliance that Belvedere have had to produce to get in behind them. But it's tough to beat down this defence, you know, after a couple of phases. Castleknock look quite comfortable in absorbing what Belvedere are throwing at them.
Yeah, certainly there doesn't seem to be any fear about the attack that's up against them. Their confidence in their defensive patterns, but there have been a couple of line breaks. So Belvedere will get some confidence from that. We'll restart with now the scrum, and Conor Duggan will have to put into this strong Castleknock scrum.
Let's go, Louis! I'll step out of your way for a second. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Feed is good. Pressure comes on from Belvedere, but it's rock solid.
Stay.
Out it goes now. From the 9 to McDonough. There again, they keep going that open side. Boot to ball. Down to that left-hand side for Jake Rooney to chase. With a superb kick as well from Louis McDonough. Bounces in the field of play, using every bit of that wind that was there. And again, Castleknock executing their get-out from defence excellently and keeping the pressure on Belbo.
Yeah, it's a textbook clearance. And you can see the yards that they're making of John Gibbons in the midfield. They keep doing it. Belvedere have to stop him. He's getting over the gain line each time. It's perfect platform for Castleknock to boot the ball and put the pressure back on Belvedere.
Murray now over the top. Oh! Numbers is the call from the referee. Castleknock got their numbers wrong. And that's a big let off there for Hooky Calmary as that ball goes flying over the top. And it looked like Conor Duggan was gone. Well spotted from the referee.
You're in the line next. You need to stand back in a receiver position, yeah? Yeah, no worries. Crouch!
Just explaining there to Conor Duggan why he was offside. He was actually part of the line out in that receiver position. So, as I said, that's two calls from the officials today. The 5 metre and that one were spot on. As Belvedere now try and find some space, but there's 4 men down that channel to 1. And at this stage they're going backwards rather than forwards, so
ball is there.
Tough day at the office so far for Belvedere. McNeese now tries to line up a box kick, puts plenty of height on that one. There's plenty of chase time. Can they get up for it? Oh, what a jump and what a take that is from James Dillon on the right wing. Strong blast of the whistle from the referee.
I've seen it, okay. 15.
Conor Delaney is being called.
So you've picked him up and it's gone to the horizontal. You're really lucky how he's landed. It's a penalty and it's a strong warning. If I see that again, you'll be spending at least 7 minutes on the sideline. Okay, here? Okay.
That's a big warning there. You see it here again. It's a great kick initially coming in from McNeese. And what a chase that is from Dillon to get there. But the tackle...
Yeah, that's perfect,
Yeah, I mean, look, I know they're trying to clamp down on things, but I don't think there was any intent on that one. He's landed awkwardly, so just a warning from the referee. No harm to let them know he's watching that type of thing. And over there, James, we can see the strength of the wind. Just look at that flag, the touch judge as he pushes it up.
So don't move till the ball comes down, okay?
Swirling a bit, but it definitely seems to be in Castleknock's favour. So I'd say Belvedere are probably just trying to get to half-time and hope that the wind will make a difference for them in the second half.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's why we saw Castleknock come out of the block so quickly. But also, you know, in this wind, you're not going to throw too many lob balls to the back. It's going to be short to the front and get your drive going.
Taken well by Dara Cohen at the front. Try and get this drive going now, Belvedere. Bodies are called in. Directions are being given by the captain, Jacques McNeese. Oh, it's a good drive now from Belvedere. Good patience. A few high bodies in from Castleknock opposite them. They'll never stop them at that height, so Belvedere staying patient. Just 10 metres from the line now. Needs to be wary, they're going to move it. McNeese, little pop, lays it off to Xander Hayden, who goes to the ground. It's there now for McNeese again, pushes it out wide. Big hit coming in there. Jonathan Ross. McNeese screaming for it, he goes outside towards Hugo McPeak. He goes to the ground, ball's available again. Huge numbers on the left-hand side. Xander Hayden tries again. The penalty coming for Belvedere. Castleknock offside.
Go if you want,
McNeese now looking at the top, quick tap and go.
Offside. Scrum, okay. Scrum.
Big call here coming from Belvedere. They're going for the scrum.
Yeah, massive call that, isn't it? Under the post, it's an easy 3 points. You've got to back your scrum, I guess, but when you look how strong Castleknock have been earlier on, and they've nearly driven them off under their own put-in, so it's a contentious decision already.
It is. It's a brave decision. It is right in front of the post, as you say. It's a guaranteed 3 points. You're into the wind. You're just 12 points down. You can bring it back to 9 points. If you don't score off this scrum, you know, you may rue the decision, but you have to admire the bravery.
Same as
the willingness to go for this scrum.
Keen then here, okay?
That's what was that for?
The penalty just there.
But up to that point, I mean, the Castleknock's defence has been looking very, very solid today.
Yeah, they've been very impressive, Castleknock's defence, really putting Belvedere under pressure, and they're finding it hard to actually break it. Belvedere trying to get a bit of structure into their game plan, but Castleknock are targeting breakdowns, and they've been very good for their leads.
Well, Belvedere will have to get this scrum right, no doubt. The likes of Ben Vincent, Alex Creedon and Ben Griffin in that Castleknock front row will love to try and get a bit of a nudge on here. Turn this ball over.
Boys, both sides. You finished? Okay. We need to stay stable and we need to hold our drive, okay? I'm giving you one warning both sides. If you give away a free kick or if you give away, that's it now, okay? We're done. Take the hit and hold your drive.
Marcus Casey not taking any messing from the front rows.
Crouch!
Go, Sarge!
Bind!
McNeese now with ball in hand.
Set!
They're lined up on that right-hand side. McAdam is on the left, and it's a one-on-one if he can get it out here. Pass comes from McNeese. Can he use the step? McAdam goes towards the corner, uses his strength, and gets it over in the corner. They're going to have to consult with the touch judges. It's actually just gone into touch.
Happy with the grinding, but he's on touch. 100% he's on touch. You're right, yeah.
Foot and touch is the call on this near side from Gareth Watson. And just a foot in touch.
Stop.
I thought he'd gotten around myself, James. It looked like he'd been used his strength and power to get on the outside of Watson, but Watson did well to guide him towards that touchline. It was actually Duggan who came across and makes the saving tackle, and what a tackle that is from the line.
That's a superb corner flag just to kind of to get there and back it up, and you can look at this now. It's turned into another attack for Castleknock.
Oh, this is incredible from Castleknock. They've used this line out. Ian Birmingham, it's been used to a great effect on 3 occasions now. A little short pop at the front of the line out. They were pulled back for not going 5 metres earlier when they looked like they may have gotten to a score, but just watch it here. I'll go back to the replay after. We're live with play now, but it was a brilliant little pop to Birmingham just on the 5 metre line. And Belvedere had all their jumpers elsewhere. It comes back scrappy on the side, but Belvedere do have it. Hugo McPeak now, as Jack McNeese tries to set himself up. They've dropped back for this kick, though. They're anticipating it. The wind now holding it up. McAdam goes for it, but he misses it. Watson now gets his hands on it, puts a little dink through. It's going to be tricky, but well dealt with by Daniel Hawkshaw. Tackled well, brought to ground. Ball is available. They come back down this blind side, little pop over the top, but the forward pass is the call from Jonathan Sargent as he tried to release
I don't think so.
McAdam on that left wing, but
I'll have a look, but I don't think so.
forward pass.
It's great pressure from Castleknock. Everything they're doing, they're just forcing Belvedere into making errors, and it comes from that. We even go back to Conor Duggan and when he corner flagged to stop McAdam getting into the corner from the line out, the ingenuity of the line out, just putting more and more pressure on Belvedere and forcing the errors. And Belvedere are getting a little bit shaky out there, playing into the wind, trying to force it. And Castleknock happy to see Belvedere work hard to get out of their own 22.
Yeah, there's no doubt half-time can't come quick enough for Belvedere at this stage. Castleknock tails seriously up at this point of the game. Good scrum, it's solid, it's there.
Stay 7.
At the base, Duggan now decides, gets it outside to McDonough, uses the centre combination. Oh, Watson had come around really well on that loop. Pass from Gibbons just seemed to be a little bit high and in front of him. He wasn't able to take it.
Knocked on, number 15's offside.
I think actually if he had caught that one as well, I think it might have been a 2-on-1, or he might have been able to ghost in himself, because
there certainly didn't seem to be much in front of him, that's for sure. Yeah,
you right?
See it here.
Yeah, it's this one here.
Okay.
He's into a huge gap with the fullback there, and the winger is kind of on a little half, but into that gap. That's a great set play. It just needs execution from Castleknock, and it'll help Belvedere in more trouble.
It's almost like the opening gap in front of him caught his eye, and he took his eye off the ball, because you could just see it completely, the Red Sea opening in front of him there, and he was gone if he had managed to hold that ball.
and that would just be perfect when you see how hard Belvedere are working into the wind, and then one mistake, one error, and Castleknock just put boot the ball and you're back in your own 22 and you're under pressure yourself.
From blue,
and as you say, Castleknock had a great chance there to kind of increase the lead before half time.
Well, Belvedere will have that wind in the second half, so no doubt that'll be part of the chat at half time as Patrick O'Farrell kicks that one towards the touchline. He gets good distance on it into that wind from the middle of the pitch.
Just there, okay? Here? Yeah.
Cal Murray now, the hooker for Belvedere. It's a horrendous day for throwing for hookers. They haven't had the greatest line of success, so they'll be looking to get it flat to the front, but it looked crooked. Referee says play on. Owen Murphy took it right at the front. They move it out along that line again. But again, that Castleknock defence stands firm. Just coming in and closing all the options to pass that ball on the outside.
Four blue, step.
And leaving Belvedere and Captain Jack McNeese with very little option but to go for these box kicks. That one is being blown back towards them, and they're open on this outside if they can get it away, and he gets it away brilliantly. McDonough pushes it out the outside.
No issue, first one there. No issue, first one.
Turned over by Belva though. McNeese goes in over the top. Again it goes high and is held by the wind. It's taken this time by Jed Tormey as he comes forward. McNeese pushes forwards outside him. Puts it towards the big second row, Dara Cohn. They're looking to go down this blind side. Change of mind. In the tight head. Flood.
Not held.
To make another, not held says the referee, makes another 5 metres. And how good would this be for Belvedere if they could get a score before half time against the run of play? They're moving it well now. Oh, that's knocked on though.
Backwards play on.
Backwards is the call from the referee, but surprised that one doesn't matter. Give me the ball, says Ben Griffin, and going for a hat-trick. He takes off, but that one called back. It's just going forward.
An audacious offload he tried. Out the back.
I tell you, give him proper sniff of the line. He gets a score, and the next thing is there's no holding him back for the rest of the game. He was determined to go from halfway there, and a lovely offload. Ben Griffin having a stormer. But half-time is called, and after a solid first time from Castleknock and 2 tries from that man, Ben Griffin, at half-time it's Castleknock 12, Belvedere College 0.
It's whoever's going to deal with this win this half, you know, and if Belvedere can take a little bit of a leaf out of Castleknock's book and put the pressure on it this half, start well. Belvedere need a quick start to this half.
Yes, indeed, as Belvedere make their way back towards the pitch, I'm sure there were some strong words at half-time to try and refocus this team. And as James said, you know, with that wind, certainly a long way to go in this game, but I don't think we've seen much from Belvedere in terms of what they can offer. We know there's plenty of talent with the likes of Jack McNeese and Tormey O'Farrell in the centre as well, and Hawkshot full back. Certainly haven't seen much from them yet, and I'd expect in the second half they'll be trying to bring those into the game a little bit more. There's the man of the moment as he makes his way back out onto the pitch, Ben Griffin. 2 tries scored, should I say, already in this game from close range, and he decided to have a go from the halfway too, but he was just bailed back as the rest of the lads make their way back out towards the pitch to him. So it's been a good first half for Castleknock. Huge strides being made there over the last number of years, with the likes of Adrian Flavin and Jeremy Staunton involved in the coaching setup there. So they'll be happy at half-time, but they'll know there's a long way to go in this game yet. And in particular, against this wind, as Louis McDonough lines himself up to restart this second half and orders his players to get behind him. Referee Marcus Casey gets us underway again. And they go long off this restart. It's taken well by Tormey. Big tackle coming in, his opposite number, Conor Dunn, smashing in to get that one down to ground. But already we can see Belvedere looking to move that ball out a little bit. Offloads coming in during the play as well. Little step into contact.
Stay now, boys.
Coming in from Tormey. Getting in their own wage a little bit. Castleknock defence comes up. Closes things down. McNeese with the pass back out to Hooker. Now they'll get some space on the outside. Here's a chance for Belvedere. Oh, high tackle coming in there. Referee has it. Play on, he says. James Dillon now brings it back in field. As they threw it to look at, there's numbers on that left-hand side. Jack McNeese, a better start this second half. And that one's gone a little bit astray. Picked up brilliantly by Daniel Hawkshaw. Oh no, it wasn't. It was O'Farrell, in fact, who managed to scoop that one off the deck. McNeese, they put it back on the outside now from McCarrick. The setup is good. Castleknock defence. The line is there. Senator Hayden nowhere to go. They get it back outside towards Mary. They put the head down, go forward, present the ball well. McPeak coming around the corner. It's tackled to the ground immediately. Felt that one. A step, oh, great step there, but just not able to keep his balance. He's turned the wrong way. It's on the Castleknock side. Crowd called it. He couldn't get his body back around to get it back. I think he may have got hurt in the tackle. That's why he couldn't get it back around. But a big turnover there from Castleknock.
It's an interesting aspect as well that you've seen Belvedere come out and play with a lot more width than they did in that first half, and trying to stretch Castleknock. But then after a couple of phases, Castleknock just have to stay and back the systems, back the defensive effort that they've had. And you can see what they do when Belvedere got isolated. They had the hunger at the moment, and they're still buoyed from that first half performance to actually get in at that breakdown and target.
Yeah, well, Castleknock certainly not giving up anything easy in these early stages. Some big hits coming in.
Just take your time. Just give 1 second. Are you all right? You certain you're all right? Sorry? You're certain you're okay? Everything all right? Yeah. Happy?
So, referee Marcus Casey just making sure, because there was a slight question mark about where he got hit. Patrick O'Farrell, they wanted to make sure there wasn't any head impact. Safety of the players, of course, the most important. So just wanted to make sure there wasn't any need for a check on HIA. And everything seems to be in order now. And it'll be Castleknock who will have this penalty opportunity. Looks like they're lining up to put this one in the corner, but it's an unfortunate one here. Conor Dunn.
That was from the kick-off as well. He chased the kick-off and put in a tackle, and it was a great tackle actually.
Yeah,
off it and put him down.
A brilliant tackle, yes.
Stopped him dead in his tracks and then just come off the worst.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for Conor Dunn as he does that. The kick to touch has gone astray. It's still in play. Some high tackles coming in there. Yeah, referee picked that one up. But a pretty poor kick, and we talked about this earlier with the strength of that wind.
He's hit you high. It's nothing more than a penalty. I've given you a penalty. I can't do any more. Okay, just relax. Just focus on your game.
Yeah, just a little bit of youthful enthusiasm being mentioned there as we see Conor Dunn going off and Will Hennessy coming on to replace him. But that kick to touch, they tried to go to touch, and it just ended up going to the middle of the pitch, and that'll give you an indication of just how swirling that wind is.
Yeah, and we were talking about it in the first half, and we couldn't really feel we were wondering why Belvedere had opted for the scrum, and you can see it now why. You know that if anything up in the air and the ball's going to be blown back in your face.
Yeah, so it makes it really difficult for teams to go for those corners. Good line out here though. Great throw from Mary on that occasion. As they set it up, ball's there and available. Griffin thought he might get his hands on it, but he was told to leave it. It's all very close from Belvedere though. Castleknock's defence have it well marshalled as they fan it out. A little bit of juggling goes on there by Murphy, but he manages to get it back in his hands.
End
over end kick coming in there from McCarrick as they try and just gently work their way down the pitch and get some territory, James.
Yeah, I was going to say, first bit of territory there from Belvedere, putting boot to ball. Sometimes it's the wise thing to do, that you play a couple of phases. If you're not getting anywhere, you just put it in the backfield and just take those extra yards.
It's touched in flight, it's the black ball.
Turnover call there from referee Marcus Weldon. It was touched in flight.
It was touched from the kick, so it's a black ball.
Yeah, it was touched in flight is the call
the
there,
line
clear
out, back
call.
ball.
So Belvedere ball in fact, so a great attacking opportunity here. The throw goes to Murphy,
Stay.
it's taken well, they get the setup. Castleknock tried to collapse it, they don't get it on the first time. Need to be careful now, they don't give away any penalties for this. But a great drive coming in from Belvedere. They've sheared off advantage, penalty is coming for side entry.
Still advantage for blue side entry.
Now they're being marshaled towards that touchline. Ball is out though. Back inside, oh! And McAdam was doing really well, but he ran out of hands. He was handing everybody off and he needed one to hold the ball, so he just dropped it. But they have the penalty to come.
Yeah, and it's a great attacking opportunity now for Belvedere just to ping it into the corner and put them under pressure.
We're not having an instance that every time they come down this end of the pitch that you guys are giving away. So 4, I shouted at him and he's clearly coming from the side. Have a word with him because the next guy might look a bit. 4 coming in from the side, yeah. Have a word.
Yeah, very clear instructions.
4
He's not going to have the game killed with penalties given away all day. Marcus Casey has been very clear in his instructions throughout the whole of this game. He's left none of the players in any doubt about what his mindset is.
They've worked extremely well in tandem with the touch judges as well, and they've been, as you say, it's great to get a referee who's clear, concise, makes decisions, and it's easy for a player then.
Stop.
Mary now.
Step. You need to step in. Yeah, stop, yes.
With this throw, is Murphy going to be the target again? On that left-hand side, forcing them to get a little bit narrow, and then moving it when it had to happen. We see it here again. The setup is excellent. Dara Cohen is the one who takes it on a little break at the end here. Almost makes the line. You think he's there, but they don't panic. They have the patience. It's moved out well by McNeice, and then really good hands from Hugo to bring it back outside and get it into the hands of Tormey, and from there he was more than happy to get over. And Belvedere right back in this game.
Great patience as well from the pack as well. You know, to get that line out, get the drive on, do exactly what Castleknock have done to them in the first half. But even when you make the little half break, don't get too excited. Get the ball back, and they don't panic when they get into that area, and it's a simple score.
Patrick O'Farrell now lines this one up. Strikes it well. And strikes it straight between the posts. And just like that, Belvedere are right back in this game. 12 points to 7 now, the score in favour of Castleknock. But a real warning sign there for Castleknock, just what Belvedere can do.
Just make sure you're behind the line.
If they're given some free ball. And now Castleknock with the restart through McDonough. They go shorter this time. And the chase was good, and then they sort of pulled out of it. Fionn Gibbons, I think if he kept going, he might have managed to get it. But it's well taken. Oh, and dropped there. Just a little mistake coming in from Finn McCarrick. That pass, not perfect, but I think one he would feel he should have taken as it comes from McNeice here. It's there in front of him. Oh, he should have taken that one, just taking his eye off the ball at the crucial moment. Hands are probably cold considering the conditions out there. Castleknock now with an opportunity and a good scrum position here. They're lined up on this left-hand side. You can see Fionn Gibbons giving some instructions out in that centre-back line combination as it's moved along. There's Gibbons now, looking to come in with the offload. They called for that, Alec Watson. Takes it around. Oh, Birmingham with a good line. Little flick over the top. Oh! Basketball style over the top, but it just couldn't be held on that occasion by Duggan. Belvedere now with a chance to clear their lines. They've 3 on this side. Can he go on the outside? Running out of space there. Goes back to the support, James Dillon, of his forwards to come and help him. Jake McNeice now looks to set up this box kick. Louis McDonough has dropped back, as has Conor Delaney, waiting for this kick. It comes towards McDonough. He's called for it now, under the high ball. Takes a step back inside. Is there a gap through there? Made good ground. The young out half. Pick and go down this blind side again from Castleknock. Through Duggan. Using the forwards. Fergus Stanley now getting involved. Loose head prop. Then Vincent drops the shoulder. Good pass back inside. Jake Rooney still on his feet. As they kill that ball. Leave it is the call from the referee. It's available. It's moved out along the line brilliantly. Little flick over the top. That one just didn't go to half, but what a step it was from Rooney as he came back inside. There's Alex Watson now with his hands on it. Just inches from the line, but it's been turned over. It's been knocked off by Castleknock. Just short of the line.
Was the rope not created and then they went in on
it? Was when your player brought it aside.
It was a hectic few moments.
No, I don't think so.
Will Castleknock come back to rue this? They're in a great opportunity. And you can see everything good about Castleknock with young Gibbons and his ability to offload and get it away. And just that one time, he just doesn't put enough on it. And just drops short.
We're back for a scrum now.
No, I understand. It's okay.
Just short of the line. So much effort from Castleknock. But as we come back for this scrum, and Castleknock, who had real pressure on the Belvedere scrum in that first half, you feel they'll definitely try and have a go at this one. It's a good scrum. Here comes the drive. Oh, good work by Belvedere to get that one away. Castleknock's scrum was applying big pressure. On to McNeese now. They're running into a difficult area here. Not much space to get out of. For Finn McCarrick. Still they keep going. Oh, it's a good dummy from Mary the hooker. But that one in all the huddle over there and the massive bodies. Just a little bit of a knock-on coming in from Castleknock. But both teams really wanted to have a go.
Yeah, this is a great thing about schools rugby. You have the ball in your own 22, you have a gale force wind behind you, and yet you're running it the whole time. And instead of putting boot to ball, but look, it's great from both sides, great endeavour.
Yeah, I'd wonder though if the coaches might be trying to get the message on. You know, play it cute. They're on your own 22, like you said. The gale force wind behind you. Put boot to ball and get down the other end of the pitch. Because there's nothing more disheartening as an attacking forward like these Castleknock lads. They haven't gotten a score. They've been killing themselves to get into that area. And if you turn over the ball and suddenly you look up and it's booted 60 yards behind you, like it deflates you completely and it takes the wind out of yourself.
Yeah, and you work so hard to get up into that position as well, and it happened in the first half. Belvedere are working so hard. All of a sudden a turnover, and Castleknock could kick it down. And it's just heartbreaking. So just need to be smarter with the ball, Belvedere, and maybe stop playing as much and just put some pressure, play some territory, and put some pressure back in Castleknock.
Yeah, and the decision is a penalty to Belvedere as Belvedere makes some changes. Bring off Hugh Flood.
You're busy in centre field.
And Owen McAdam to try and bring in some fresh legs.
Number 1, playing the man off the ball.
And again, you know, not a huge distance from that kick. Just worried about which way the wind is going to swirl the ball around. So just making sure of it rather than going for a huge distance. This ball thrown backwards towards O'Driscoll.
Use it! Use it!
Creedon now with the ball at the back, being told to use it. They do. The step comes back inside from Finnegan.
Leave it! 7, leave it!
Over there now, trying to find a way through. McCarrick with a little show and go. There's no gaps there though. Creedon acts as scrum half, pushes it back outside towards Dara Cohn. Good ball available. He's using the big men to test out that defence.
He's not on the ball. He's not on the ball. You're not on the ball. You're not on the ball.
Cohn Tries to find space on the outside, it's not there. Nice gets it out towards McCarrick, he goes long. Ooh, that was close to an intercept, but well taken by Finnegan. Good hands now coming in. The breakaway from Jonathan Ross keeps that ball alive. McCarrick uses Cohen, and it's knocked on by Cohen. I think both he and Finn McCarrick may have just been miscommunicating as the tempers get up a little bit. But Cohen just knocking that one
I don't
forward.
need you stepping in and going after them. It's something to do with you, okay? I'm going like this, so don't walk over there again. If I say that again, I'll penalise you, okay?
We go back for the scrum. You see it here again. So close to a little intercept there, but what a break this was.
Ben Griffin trying to do it all today. He knew he was under a bit of pressure outside, didn't have too many players outside him. Hedges bet, and Belvedere just need to be a little bit more patient when they do get into that zone, because they're right in behind Castleknock.
Bind! Set!
But it is good from Duggan.
Stay.
Ball's available to go down that blind side. Pass was slow getting to Duggan. Did well though, having to reach behind and collect that ball as it came from Birmingham. Set it up again now. Castleknock trying to be patient. Counter ruck coming in. Good counter ruck is the call from the referee. So Castleknock have to start all over again. Donna pushes it back inside to Gibbons. Over. No release, off his feet. Holding on to that ball.
He's originally on his feet, holding on.
But just isn't enough support getting there quickly enough.
No, and everything Castleknock have done well, Gibbons has been a part of, but I think it's an interesting contrast in how you play into these conditions. Belvedere need to be patient in what they're doing, but Castleknock are going to have, they've seen they can't kick into that wind, it's too hard, so they're going to have to manipulate Belvedere, move them around and try and find something different. Just a bit of a soft penalty to give away there, and that's the problem with these conditions. Any mistake you're punished quite severely into the wind, and Belvedere just happy to put it into the corner.
Reading now, they go to the new man at the front, O'Driscoll, trying to set this drive up again. He's gone through the middle. Looks like Jonathan Ross. Hard to see from there. The drive has been stopped though. Now it gets out. Mary has it. Where's that ball? Penalty coming. Advantage is the call from the referee. Jonathan Sargent standing out there. Daniel O'Driscoll standing out there. Ball placed now for Jack McNeese. Bringing in the big men again. Oh, that's a good outlook over the top. Xander Hayden now. Ball's available again. McNeese goes to the outside, tries himself, but that door is closed really quickly. Forwards now setting themselves up again for that drive. Mary on one side, Blood on the other. Being driven back well though by Griffin. Castleknock defence standing firm, and they'll go back for that penalty.
Great Castleknock defence there, knocking Belvedere back at every point. Belvedere had the advantage, but they're working so hard, really are working hard there.
So
and the referee's under a bit of pressure now.
You didn't move it off, basically. With your shot, you shouldn't land in the first place. This is an official warning now. Yeah. The next infringement, you can. The next infringement, that walks the bin. Okay.
It's dangerous times now for Castleknock. They can't afford to have somebody go for 7 minutes into the bin at this stage of the game.
Next one's going to go, okay?
They've been clearly warned, and that really curtails what they can do defensively off this line out as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. You've just had the referee have a chat with you. You've got to be smart in what you do, but the risk is that Belvedere have been good when they have had a drive and they caught the line out. So the risk is you throw a couple of guys up just to see the pressure on the hooker. You can see that wind right there. And
that throw's gone wild. It looks like
leave it now, Black.
It looks like Kieran McCarthy has hands on it and has it. Yeah, and it's coming back on that Castleknock side.
Ball's out.
Ball is out. Someone should have been diving on that one. out and over that try line. We saw Conor Murray doing the pass. They need to go back and watch the videos.
It was touched, okay, it's touched.
But again, like it's that line out, you know. We zoomed in there on the touch judge flag, and you could see that wind. And I don't know whether it was an overthrow or to the back, but you certainly wouldn't want to be thrown to the back in these conditions, especially with the drive you have.
Absolutely not. Castleknock now have this. It's well taken by Luke Callanan. They've got to be careful here, Castleknock, and patient. They don't want to kick too early, but at the same time, they just don't want to take too much out of it. And it looks like it could have been turned over there. It's been tidied up, though. They were lucky that time, Castleknock. Now they'll look for this kick through Duggan. Try and get some distance on it. And that's a good clearing kick from there.
Yeah, it certainly is, given the conditions out there. But as you say, Castleknock does need to be that patient side. Doing everything well, getting out of the 22, and just need to be smart in how they're playing, and they're doing it well at the moment. Great defensive effort from Castleknock so far.
Okay. We stop again as a few players now starting to feel the effects of the game with cramp. And it is difficult because it's such a cold day, even though they're out there and you know, the game is moving at a fast tempo. Because it's so cold and on this particular surface, cramp seems to be an issue for a lot of players.
Water off, let's go.
Yeah, it does. It's going to test them, you know. It's going to test these young guys, and they're playing intense games week after week, and they're putting everything into a body on the line, and you just don't want to give it their all, you know.
Push.
And it's still anybody's game. Try comes now from Mary.
4, get 8, 3 8.
Setup is good again from Belvedere. Nudging their way forward. Not detached now. Now it's over now. Oh, that's a bad call from the referee. It was detached. It's got to be one player from the opposition as part of that for it to be a maul. Continue on, however.
Side entry.
Now they move it, knowing that the penalty is coming. It's a free shot here for Belvedere. Ball is there. They move it out along the line. McNeese. Can they find a step back inside? It's good. What an offload. Only interception comes in from Alec Watson. But we'll go all the way back for that penalty.
I guess this is still a bit too far out to go back on what the referee said in the 20. I suppose a little bit closer.
You're a warning into the side. Off go.
That's a huge blow, and you know, it's a difficult one because the Belvedere drive had detached.
Number 3, side entry, warned.
Prior to that, and technically it wasn't a maul at that stage, so they need to go back and check that. But it looked originally like that was the case, and then
just when they broke off there, there was 2 guys in front, which means it's crossing because we can't tackle them.
Well, if you'd made contact, it would be one thing, but you didn't. You just kept going, and the ball started again, and he came in from the side.
Well, there's the point being made by Lou McDonough, and the referee's trying to explain it to him, but meanwhile, there's a line out to defend here.
7, 8.
Ball is there. Blood goes forward again.
Tackled.
It's out now to O'Driscoll. He drops the shoulder. They're just a metre short. McNeese pushes it out to Ross. Can he make it? The line out again. Flood using that size of his, staying upright. They're over the line, but it's held up at this stage. It's short of the call. Hands away and look to get it out. There's huge numbers on the right hand side. If Belvedere can move it, it needed to go. The step and set by McPeak. It looked like a double movement. The crowd calling in from the Castleknock supporters, not happy. Belvedere now. Jack McNeese, good pass from him. Good defence coming in from Castleknock. They drill them back. There's still numbers on the right side. If Belvedere can move it. They go left though. Try and move it around. The Castleknock defence come up, snaffle out that attack. Out it goes now to the tight head Flood. He's brought to ground early. The numbers are there again on the right, but they're determined to keep it tight, Belvedere. Using the big men. Defence standing firm so far from Castleknock. Some big hits coming in.
Leave it! Leave it!
Castleknock desperately trying to force a turnover as the drive comes in from Jonathan Ross. It's there again. A little dummy shown go from McNeese. He's held short again though. This defence is unbelievable from Castleknock. Now the hands go from Belvedere. The reach and the score! The score is there. Jonathan Sargent found himself on that outside channel. They were patient, they backed themselves, and they waited for Castleknock to run out of numbers. And the loose head prop goes down that left-hand side and gets the score. Great build-up, James.
Yeah, superb. And Kieran McCarrick was just unlucky at a couple of times. But great patience, great control around that area, and just didn't panic at all. Option to give it there, but backed himself, held on to and got the score. But that's great patience from Belvedere. You feel sorry for Castleknock. They put such hard work and endeavour into their defence, but Belvedere eventually broke them down.
There were a number of moments earlier where you felt that if they had just gone wide, they had 4-on-2 overlaps at one point, and but you think maybe they probably were just a little bit worried that if it didn't go to hand, you know, and in the conditions, and they'd blow their chance, so they backed themselves in close. They got there in the end. Difficult kick this now.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Farrell, wind swirling, and this is a crucial one because this is the one to take the lead. Castleknock fans. Oh, he kicks that one brilliantly, but it just shaves the inside of the post. It looked like it had just gone out to the right, but it shaved the top right-hand post. Come in at the last moment, just see it there. And the flags go up, and now, as we approach the last stages of this game, Belvedere find themselves 2 points in front, and Castleknock are down to 14 men.
Yeah, superb conversion, but I'm looking for a massive response from Castleknock here now, and see what pressure they can put on.
Stay. Hold back, hold, you're in punch, stop. Advantage.
Okay.
Hold back up.
Castleknock desperate here to try and get something going. Belvedere, you can see the change in body language from them, but it is a penalty now to Castleknock.
Number 4, starting the chest.
Checking on that wind to see if it's in kicking distance.
Scrum, sure. Scrum.
They're going for a scrum though.
Yeah, similar to Belvedere in the first half. Choosing it, you can't really get how strong that wind is. You can even see from the kick-off that it's not getting that distance. But Castleknock have been strong in the scrum in the first half, and they certainly backed themselves to put Belvedere under pressure.
Yeah, well, of course, tight head prop Ben Griffin has gone off to the bin, so they'll have to make some changes. They're bringing in another prop in the form of Ethan Kyo.
Yeah, okay. Come on, scrum. Yeah, he's good. You got to drop around the scrum, yeah. He just goes
but real ambition here now from Castleknock, determined to get themselves up
so you go flankers,
into a scoring position.
Same as you got to go flankers.
Right, Luke, you're controlling the ball.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Stay! Bind down, stay there.
Good break around that blind side. Move it out.
Backward, back!
Real change in body language from Belvedere. Now they're coming forward hard in that defensive line.
Leave it back, leave it!
Stopping Castleknock at source. Good hands coming outside to the new man, Ethan Kyo. I think there's a penalty coming. And again, question has to be asked of the distance. And now, this has been a problem today. Back chat to the referee, and Owen Murphy's been called in by the referee.
So it's not the first time it's been, okay, there's been multiple occasions.
It's just broad.
You're clearly off your feet, you're not putting your weight. I couldn't hear you. Okay, but it's not up to me, it's up to you as the player to know you can't go off your feet. If I hear you swearing like that again, you go off the rest of the game, okay?
There you go, and he's just brought it up 10 metres because of it. And now, there's a real kicking opportunity, and you can see Castleknock just looking around, scratching their heads a little bit, wondering, are we going to go for this? But it's really one you'd have to go for it, James, I would think.
No, absolutely. You've got like 10 metres back, not a chance. You know, you're going to decide, are we going to try and make the corner, or we're going to go to scrum again. But that 10 metres, it's pretty straight. It's a little bit to the left, 5 metres to the left, but it's a great opportunity to nail this. He's going to have to give it a fair old whack now. But if he gets the accuracy, it'll be a 3 points, and then it's a 1 point lead.
Castleknock, Conor Duggan going off, Conor Mahon coming on, but the kicker is going to be Louis McDonough, the captain, who's taking responsibility for this one. Into a very strong wind, as we mentioned. Amid a bit of noise. I don't think that'll put him off too much. Strikes this one. Has he gone left? No, the wind has brought it back around. It's a fantastic kick from the captain, Louis McDonough. And with that, Castleknock find themselves going into a 1 point lead. As we come towards the end of this game, changes being made wholesale. Fantastic. We'll get to those in a moment.
Fantastic kick, that, you know. Just to see him go up, strike it so hard, use the wind, and the wind has brought it right back in front of the post. Like a very, very great kick.
It was a brave kick, wasn't it? It really was. He went for it, didn't leave himself any chance of putting it short. And sometimes you hear the great kickers talking about it. When you try and force them like that, your direction goes off and you completely make a hames of it. But that time he got it spot on.
Water off, let's go.
There's a bad injury coming off there now.
When you're ready,
Belbo, get this back underway. And Luke Callanan gone off with that injury.
Use it, 9.
Then Griffin back after his sin bin time. There's wholesale changes around the place now as Belvedere. Little dink over the top. Where's this one going to go? How's it bounced? Oh! Just doesn't sit up nicely for Belvedere. Castleknock somehow managing to scramble back and tidy it up.
Stay far side. No, it's not.
Conor Mahon now in that scrum half position to clear the line. Got some good distance on this, and that's a super kick. Super kick from the replacement scrum half. That's just what you want to see when you're in that front row, James. I can promise you that.
I can well imagine, especially they're working so hard, and you saw it, like Belvedere had an opportunity there, a little chip through, but it's great defence, and sometimes you need that bounce to the ball. But as you say, that's been the best clearance all day into that wind.
Scrum now for Belvedere. Doesn't reach the target man, but it's tidied up well at the back. Oh no, he's lost forward now, and Griffin has it again. Tight head prop, makes another few metres. The
bonus there.
Shout comes from the Castleknock supporters on our right. Delighted with that one. Where is that one gone? Oh, that was just bounced out on the full. Touch unfortunate.
Perfect, cheers guys. Back one.
Looked like he'd measured it perfectly, Mahon, but it just lands over the line. And Castleknock will have to defend again. What can Belvedere do here now? They go towards the front, go for the safe ball. Drive comes in, set up that maul. It's on the ground now, though. They move it out. Desperate to try and bring in the back line. Castleknock are coming streaming forward in defence. No panic from Belvedere, though. Trying to go in that outside channel. The fence is good. Holding on is the call from the Castleknock supporters, from the players. And you can just see Will McCarrick get a little bit isolated in that outside channel. High fives coming in everywhere.
Go to the stand. Go to the stand.
We have some of the Belvedere support staff being sent to the stand. Emotions running high here in Energia Park, James.
Certainly are, but highly impressive Kieran McCarrick all day. He's been smart when he's gone for the ball, when he hasn't, he's listened to the referee and he's been rewarded there with some great work off the line out. But just that work rate to get there.
As we approach the last 2.5 minutes, you'd imagine the Castleknock plan will be to get this ball, retain possession, and run this clock down to the end.
Yeah, hold on. Thank you very much. Black, just take a step. Just take a step.
Throw wasn't good, but it's been tidied up at the back again by Griffin.
Both available.
McNeese and Dillon both gone off. Placements on this stage. And they must maintain possession. Castleknock. Big line coming through the middle. Oh, a little flick at the back. Risky play. Went backwards from young Gibbons.
1, 2, back to the original.
Just when it looked like he'd broken through. Probably should have held on to that one, but I mean, you know, a point up, so close to the line. Maybe go to ground, look to recycle again.
Yeah, perhaps, but it's just that direct running, a superb line. Like he's a big man, stop me if I can. Gets through 3, a little bit of patience. Look, if that goes to hand, this game over, and Castleknock under the sticks. But as you said, it's just that little bit of patience he may need there, and gives Belvedere another opportunity just to get out.
The danger there was that Belvedere might have intercepted and gone the length of the pitch, of course. I'm sure the Castleknock coaches, Jeremy Staunton and co, our hearts are in their mouth at that
I need a solid foundation, okay? And likewise, I don't need a push from you, okay? There's a lot to play for both teams. If one of you goes to begin, we're going free kick, okay? Nice and steady, boys, okay? Crouch! Bind! Set!
Big moments here at the end of this Leinster Senior Schools Cup game. They go down that blind side. Can he find room on the outside? He's gone. Who's going to chase it down? The scramble cover comes in. They look to offload. What a break that was.
No, it's not. Use it!
Now Castleknock come forward in defence. It's great work from Belvedere, still going forward. Creedon.
Away, 7!
Mary, I mean, just takes that one on. Again, the big tackles are coming in from Castleknock. Is there a turnover on that one? It looks like there may be. Castleknock have it.
1 minute left. 1 minute.
What's the time, sir?
1 minute left.
Castleknock now just desperate to hold on to this ball.
1 minute, I'll let
Run
you
this
know.
clock down, there's a minute left.
Keep your feet, Blue, keep your feet.
Clear call from the referee.
Time, sir?
No, I'll let you know.
Castleknock fans on our right getting louder than they've been for all this match, but it's been turned over. One last chance for Belvedere.
I warned you, straight off your feet.
It's always the risk, isn't it? When you see it in all games, that when you're trying to run the clock down and someone just slips off their
like 30
feet,
seconds left, you're
and the referees call it, so it's last chance saloon for Belvedere.
Yeah, well, they will get a chance to do this line out, but they can't afford any mistakes off it.
Let's go.
Must find touch. Make sure of it.
It's last play, okay? Last play.
This is the last play of the game. Belvedere can't afford to make any errors, handling,
take a step.
throwing, or even at scrum time should there be one. So the first part has gone well. They set up their drive. Chad is coming in now. Castleknock trying to work them towards that touchline. Comes back infield through Hugh Flood. Castleknock won't want to give away any penalties at this stage. With that wind in their backs, Belvedere would feel they could have a shot. Taken forward again.
No, leave it now.
Bravo. They move it right. There's the knock on. And that's the knock on that will end this game. Castleknock have come out victorious in a game that beforehand we felt they might have been slight underdogs in, but it really came from their first half performance that they put in.
Yeah, it did. And it's also the heart that they put into it. You can see the defence. The defensive prowess today was only superb. They put their body on the line time and time again. Made it extremely hard for Belvedere to get points, and they got their good scores at the first half, and we saw Ben Griffin get over, but there's some great performances out there. Kieran McCarrick in the back row really frustrated the Belvedere back row as well, and was slowing everything down so they could get organised. John Gibbons as well stepped up extremely well.
And you'd have to give huge credit as well to Castleknock. You know, they conceded that try, they went behind at a crucial stage of the game, and you know, for young players like this is when heads could well have dropped, but they kept at it and they didn't panic, and they got themselves into a position where they could get that penalty.